Money, buddy. Thanks, mate.
Good afternoon, ladies. I must say it's funny how history repeats itself. 26 years ago, Caroline's mum and dad were sending their beautiful daughter off to bed with a dummy. And here we are again today. As many of you know, one of Martin's biggest characteristics, apart from his nose, is that he loves a good wind-up. And I've been at the end of many of his wind-ups. And I remember one occasion going back to when we were kids. We grew up very close to each other. And our houses used to back out onto the park. And we spent endless days playing football, golf, and just having some wonderful times out on the rec, didn't we? And I remember one occasion we were playing hide and seek with all our mates. And anyway, we split into two teams. Martin, me and a few others went off to hide. And the other team came to look for us. Well, I found a bramble bush and I tucked myself away and I hid. And I stayed there for about half an hour. And anyway, went on for another half an hour, another half an hour. And it got to the point where it was absolutely freezing cold, so I decided to give myself up and sort of negotiated my way out of a little hiding space. I looked around the park and there was no one to be seen, there was no one there at all. And that was because when Martin had been caught, he told the Sikhs not to bother looking for me because I had gone home for dinner. And another occasion, we were about 17 years old and I had just moved into a flat with Lois, who was now married. Yeah. And one day the phone rang, it was Martin. And he said, "Smithy, I've jacked my job in today and I want to go travelling. Will you come with me?" I said, "Crikey, that sounds like a great idea, but I'll have to have a chat with Lois about it and see how she feels." Anyway, so Lois came back from work that day and I sat her down and I said, "I've got something to talk to you about." Anyway, Martin's rung, he's jacked his job in and he wants me to go travelling with him. She said, "For how long?" And I told her, probably about 3 months. Well, as you can imagine, this was a very emotional moment. And I cried a little, Lois shed a few tears of joy. Anyway, the following week, we booked the cheapest flight we could find and we set out to Rhodes. And Lois arranged another farewell party down at the pub, which Martin and I felt our friends seemed to enjoy a little bit too much. So anyway, we landed in Rhodes and we sort of checked into a hostel and unpacked, and I realised we didn't have any food or water. So I popped to the shop, and at the end of the street, I popped to the shop at the end of the street, and just, same shop, popped to the street. What's going on with that? Yeah. And just before I went, I asked Martin if he knew any Greek words or phrases which I could use in my first encounter with the locals. And he said all he knew was Malacca, which is Greek for hello. So off I went down to the shop, grabbed some cans of lager, some vodka, some gin, some whiskey, some more gin, some more whiskey and some aspirin. And I think I even got some crisp while we were there, Mike. No, I walked up to the counter to pay and said, "Malacca, hello." And the shopkeeper, he nodded at me and off I went back to the hostel. Anyway, next day I went back to the shop, got some more cans of lager, some vodka and whiskey, went up to the counter to pay and I said, "Malacca," which is hello, to the shopkeeper, and he nodded and off I went on my merry way. Well, this went on for a few days, so eventually one day I went to the shop, got the usual stuff, went up to the counter to pay, and the shopkeeper looked at me and he said in very broken English, "Why every time you come into my shop you call me a tosser?" That's a true story. Bad language. Well, I'm going to keep keep this speech short anyway. So, well, before I wrap up and make a toast, there are a few things that I'd just like to say to Martin and Caroline. Martin, you're the best friend anyone could ask for. I love you too, mate. You're generous, funny, caring, and I know that you'll do anything for me as I would do for you. Yeah, with this bit. And anyway, and to Caroline, you look absolutely. You can laugh for that bit. Says audience laugh. And Caroline, you look absolutely stunning today. And apart from being incredibly beautiful, you're a kind, warm, and intelligent woman.
Hey, hey.
Thank you. And Martin, let me introduce you to an English phrase of mine. It's called "out of your league, son." When we were growing up, Martin and I had a motto which I'd like to share with you all today. I think you know it very well, Martin. I will never be above you. I will never be below you. I will always be beside you. Anyway, Caroline, this guy will be a true friend to you. He's a good man. And I know that by becoming his wife, you've also made him something else. He's a very lucky man. So what I want to do is to wish you both the very best, and I'm sure everyone here today would like to wish you the same. A long and happy and prosperous future together. Good luck to you both.
Hey, hey.
So if you can all please grab your glasses and stand. So it's to Martin and Caroline.